Hi, I'm Amanda Durnan, principal at Byron Primary School. You may have been able to watch our Camp Kindergarten virtual presentation, and this is a follow-up to that regarding our beginnergarten classroom. And again, it was our hope that we would be able to do this on site and personally. However, I will do my best to walk you through a little bit about beginnergarten through a virtual presentation. So what is beginnergarten? Beginnergarten is a kindergarten classroom. It is a full-day kindergarten program for kindergarten-age children. We consider having a birthday between May 1st and August 31st as a possible candidate for the beginnergarten classroom. It is a classroom designed for some of our younger learners and designed to provide some more time with a social, emotional, intentional focus. Our beginnergarten classroom is taught the same kindergarten standards that our kindergarten, that all of our kindergarten students are taught. And it is not a special education program or a retention program. It truly is a kindergarten classroom. So who is eligible to attend beginnergarten? Again, we start with some of our youngest learners, our May 1st through August 31st students. Again, they need to be kindergarten eligible, and we look at between 15 and 16 students in this classroom. We do keep the classroom size down just a few students and do provide some additional paraprofessional support so that we can make sure that we are best able to meet the needs of our youngest learners. How do we identify a kindergarten student? Again, must be registered for kindergarten in Byron, and that actually is done online now. So if you are needing to enroll your student in kindergarten, that is can be found on the Byron Public Schools webpage. Again, we would have you attend Camp Kindergarten, and that could happen now virtually, and hopefully you've had a chance to watch the Camp Kindergarten presentation. Collect parent interest, which would happen at Camp Kindergarten, and I will explain how we're going to collect parent interest virtually through email this year in a few more slides. And then taking our parent information and some additional pieces of information, including preschool screening and preschool teacher input, we will work to identify our potential kindergarten class. We do a year-long monitoring process of our students who are in beginnergarten to make sure that we have them in the right place. In September, and Mrs. Barstead is our current and will continue to be our beginnergarten teacher. In September, Mrs. Barstead and I will meet to kind of discuss how her kindergarten classroom is going, any potential changes. Kindergarten teacher input is also gathered at this time just so that we can make sure that we are best meeting the needs of all of our kiddos. If there is a potential change, we do recommend and make any changes to happen right after the MEA break, which is in October, or sooner if decided. And if we do anticipate a potential change in either qualifying for beginnergarten or out of the beginnergarten classroom, we plan parent meetings with the families to discuss kind of the why of the strategic change and the rationale for the change. And then at spring conferences, the beginnergarten teacher and myself will suggest a plan for the following school year, and it'll be based upon the student data and proficiency. And I want to share that our whole philosophy behind our kindergarten classroom is to provide the additional supports for our kids in this classroom to help them continue on track by moving to first grade the following year. So again, it's not a retention classroom. It just has a little bit of additional support and is their day is broken up a little bit differently than at some of our other kindergarten classrooms to allow for more chunked out times of learning. All right, so if you look at a beginnergarten classroom versus a kindergarten classroom, again, full day, every day curriculum, they use the same curriculum, zoophonics, specialists, one solid 50-minute block, for all of our kindergarten kids, lunch and recess. Beginnergarten, we do have kids that need a daily rest time. There is a planned rest time into the classroom during that day. If you have a child that does nap, they will be able to utilize that time to certainly take a little bit of a mental break. The teacher may be working with other kids that are not needing a rest time every day. So it's, again, just a chance for the teacher to connect with students, but also give them maybe what they need to help sustain through the day. We do chunk the beginnergarten, kindergarten content into 20-minute blocks at the most. That may look a little different in a regular kindergarten classroom. We all teach the Common Core and theme units. We have a responsive classroom emphasis in all of our kindergarten classrooms, and there's a social emotional emphasis daily with our beginnergarten, kindergarten class, and a social emotional weekly component in our kindergarten. Not to say that there's not a social emotional component to every day of all of our kindergarten kids. If you are interested in beginnergarten, I'm going to walk you through a few steps here. So first would just be parent interest. And if you could please contact Tina Ruffsage, and I have her email on there, and just share your child's name, their birth date, and then along with your interest in this kindergarten classroom by May 1st, 2020. So this is the parent interest part of seeking beginnergarten, potential beginnergarten, kindergarten students. And then what we'll do next is, if you are interested, we will also then look at preschool screening information. And we have already started to gather some preschool teacher input from students that they have worked with this past year. And then we will work together to comprise a beginnergarten, kindergarten classroom, and hopefully notify families by May 15th. And again, this is our target date, and we are going to try and adhere to kind of our timeline and our guidelines here, knowing that everything is kind of being put together virtually this year. We will honor and do our best to have this process follow the timeline that we have laid out right now. So if your child is falling within that May 1st to August 31st birth date, and you as a parent are interested in that classroom, again, please contact Tina Ruffsage. I'll go back one more slide. And include in the email your child's name, their birth date, and your interest in this kindergarten classroom. Again, we usually have more interest than what we are able to put into that classroom. So again, please know that there are multiple components that go into that planning. And we do use preschool screening and preschool teacher information and input. So thank you for thinking of our beginnergarten, kindergarten classroom. Our goal is to take this kindergarten classroom and prepare them for first grade and get them to enjoy learning and to be engaged. So thank you. And again, we wish we could be doing this in person. And we just appreciate your flexibility and hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.